What up, traders? What up, investors? Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and thank you for tuning in for another fantastic video. Today, we're going to be looking at the love switch between all the Wall Street bets bros and all those overall delinquents over there, switching off of Tesla and going into Snap. And actually GME, which we'll look at in the next video, which I'll be making. Anyways, that being said, we have a post from Grizzly Teddy. Basically, he was going some YOLO calls. Of course, on earnings didn't work out. IV crush. Tesla didn't really go anywhere, actually going down as of right now. He said, the reason why I'm canceling my financial situation has changed. I lost all my portfolio on Tesla calls, so I no longer can afford a Tesla, ironically. Funny little bit there. And then, of course, this video kind of came out of shorting of Tesla. This is a kind of a interesting video. Again, this is just, again, due to the early stages of technology and, of course, the AI within Tesla. Of course, if you saw the stoplights were flicking back and forth. Of course, there are no stoplights. They're just some flags being waved here in front of him. So I thought that was a little interesting. So again, a little bit of for the dev team to do some work over the weekend at the Tesla autopilot system there. But that being said, we have a very lame long-term investor who has been going long Snap for quite some time. Basically, right around the $5 level, he had 380 shares for about $2,000. Of course, Snap has been continuously going up, and it had a fantastic week, making his overall return as of basically a couple hours ago being well over about 700%. So basically $14,000 on top of the $2,000 he already had. So that's a very, 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 very nice return without a doubt. We're going to be jumping into the charts, looking at, of course, Tesla and then Snap, and then just having some fun with that. Again, guys, if you haven't already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's go ahead and head to the charts. All right, so looking at the charts here, you can kind of see Tesla after earnings kind of got hit here. Really hasn't crashed, doing some air quotes right now. It's just kind of been trading sideways, kind of getting below that 2134 EMA, which if you're a trend follower like myself, you're kind of getting a little like, what's going on there? We are seeing some initial support maybe come in the 50-day. We have some very short-dated support around the $400 line of resistance there, but that's definitely something that could break if we do get some very downward selling motion. We can look at some very interesting Fibonacci extensions here from the swing high to this, which one's higher? This is at 466. This is 467. So this is higher. So that initial support's going to come in exactly around that $400 strike price, or $399.96. If that really does break, we're going to be looking for some initial support around 380 and then even down to 360. And again, those are going to be a little bit more shorter dated support. But with Tesla does fall, which again, everyone knows I'm a long-term investor in Tesla, so if it does come down to some certain key levels, it has to go probably below like 350 to even 300 for me to start buying in very cheap prices. Anything can happen in the market, just get ready for anything. To the upside, so let's say if it wants to hold, we could look at some other Fibonacci extensions here. We have been hitting that imaginary line that we've talked about multiple times. That $465 has just been an invisible hand and just slapping Tesla each time it gets up there. So if we do ever get a chance to get back up there in the near term, that's going to be a particular some resistance to look for. Again, to the downside, we're looking for that $400 to at least hold. We're seeing a pretty good movement today, Dan. It was down pretty significant to around nearly the 405 to 406 level. It's kind of coming back from there right now, kind of getting those weak hands out potentially, and we'll see how it closes on this Friday. So that being said, on Tesla, to the upside, if it does get through that invisible hand, I guess it's going to try to test that all-time high around 500. But if this trend wants to continue and it doesn't break below that 400 and even that 385 level, that trend is still trying to continue taking it higher to around that 550 level. So you can see that trend substantially here once we zoom out here on the weekly side. Because again, you see that support all the way down to the 21 EMA, because I don't think people remember how choppy Tesla has been. It has been choppy just in the recent months of the split and other various things. but it's been pretty much an upward ride. And again, stocks can have this happen, but it's very unlikely for this to be sustainable. And this is somewhat normal after a stock has just an enormous amount of gains in a very short period of time. We're talking like in 18 months, it has literally gone up like 7, 8 times. So that being said, we're looking for this potentially to kind of level off, kind of not sell off or crash. It's not going to come down to $5 or whatever people think is going to happen. It's just going to take a break, maybe get some volatility again. We have a very volatile market. We got the election, we got all this other stuff going on with the virus and stuff. So just get ready for a little bit of a bumpy ride. Maybe get your seatbelts on and get ready to buckle up. So just be very mindful of that because buckling up is definitely going to be a really good use case here. So that being said, here we're going to be looking at Snap next. So let's go ahead and flip over to Snap. That's ticker symbol SNAP. Of course, this one has been in a monstrous run. We've seen the same kind of very heavy reaction to earnings multiple times. So we talked about this on the live stream this week. It had a one deviation over one deviation to like a 1.5 deviation move to the upside. And normally, if that happens, it kind of levels off there or it continues to go. We talked about in the Discord, which again, you can check out in the link in the description down below. We talked about it potentially breaking $40 because that momentum was really looking to continue going higher. And now we're seeing it at $43. So that is a little bit remarkable for Snap again. That has been somewhat of a beat up stock in recent months, and especially from the post that the individual had. If we flip to the weekly chart, you see this individual has been owning it since around the $4 or $5 range and just holding it all the way out. Again, he bought it, looks like the December-ish timeframe, which was really kind of leveling off here, really well below market value. And it just has made a really strong comeback and has continued to hold it even from this, the pandemic and the virus. It's still been holding it and just made a really strong comeback. And that enormous green candle here, as you can just see on the weekly side, has just been a very strong powerhouse for Snap. Not saying Snap's going to be unstoppable, but Snap is really kind of having the analyst and a lot of other folks redo their models, try to figure out what they missed or whatsoever. Again, it's going to take the analysts multiple times to kind of get this. Again, they never get anything right, but it's going to have the people who do the more of the fundamental side of things on trying to evaluate their formulas and give a fair price to Snap. So again, as that's happening, we're seeing this huge move up higher here and really seeing that really strong coming through. That being said, where we can see Snap can continue to go, if this is sustainable, again, we're in very high levels of RSI and volumes on oscillator. This is the next target's around $46.95 to the upside. To the downside, we're going to look at some key levels here. Basically, window, there we go. Basically around initially to the 8 EMA, which is around $34. Then we're going to be coming down to around the $32 to $34 for that initial support. Then we're really going to be looking around the 21 EMA and in between that 1272 extension, which is just call it like $28, $29 to the downside for that initial support there. Because again, this is a huge rocket ship just from its last earnings. It's been 51%. Okay, that's in $14 and 51% within 4 days. So that is a very large move. Again, doubled your money within just this week. So if you bought shares in this, imagine if you bought calls in this. So I didn't see any Wall Street Bets post on if you bought options. So for example, if you just bought the $40 options, we can look at those prices there on, again, earnings plays. Completely crapshoots. I don't recommend doing this. It's very, very basically gambling. Those options were holy crap. We're going. Let's look at a smaller time frame chart. So let me 15, 30 maybe. So come what was today? Thursday to 28. Okay, so the beginning of the week, it was basically those options were trading around 25 cents. So the options are trading for 25 cents. Of course, they have skyrocketed to $3. Let's just do that little ticker there. From here to the high is up about 1,400%. So 1,400, nearly 13,053%. in a very short period of time, in about a couple days. So YOLOing those options sometimes works, I guess. Not my go-to strategy, without a doubt, not even in my strategy book, but I know the folks on the Wall Street Bets love those YOLO options and other various facts like that. But that is definitely an enormous amount of gain within the old Snapchat, and now still continue to run. We'll see how this closes for the week, and we'll see on how this reacts next week, because we got Facebook coming out next week as well. So we're seeing again on how that really could potentially pump up Facebook, and how seeing their overall models are going from that. All right, guys, that being said, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, this is Ken from the Dyslexic Investor, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace!